a long time ago, I went through some maps and using Google Maps to see if I looked through all the major cities and lots of terrain to see if there were any designs that were suitable for a World of Tanks map. And if you remember your history, there was the guy, I guess he was an American guy, I don't remember his name. He had a funny name, who made some sort of a comment. We did look at maps of real cities. That was after I had gone through and posted them in the forums. I posted like over 100 of them. So this, I think, would make a great World of Tanks map. You've got an open area. You've got places for all the Unikums to play in the city with their heavy tanks. You've got another open field for artillery. You got a place if you want to flank, so the medium tanks will rush through here to get behind the heavy tanks. This, I thought, was a cool design. It's sad that, and I'm not saying that they have to use it. This is another one. This might even be the same location. This is an Italian city, but you can see that there's a defensive position over here. You've got a bridge going across. You could add more bridges. We got a plaza. We got lots of places for heavy tanks. Open field area. There's going to be some really weird things. This could make a great map for a lower tier. Maybe, I know there's not a lot of heavy tanks in the lower tiers. I thought this was a cool design. My idea is that the tanks would be able to drive all the way around if they wanted to. The medium tanks would come around this way. You've got an open field. You'd be hull down pretty much anywhere. Maybe you could make this a high point so it's a giant slope. Got a highway, get up here on the bridge so you can shoot down over here. This is just, these are intended not to be maps, but to give people ideas for what you could do for a map. Like this is kind of like Wide Park. You got a road going through the middle. They'd be hull down, open fields. There's nothing interesting about this map. This would be a great tier 2 map. The tanks would be able to run around and get behind you and run around and come back. This would be obviously an elevated position, or they could come around this way. I think this would be cool for tier 2. This was also another idea. You've got like the tanks could go underneath, which might be fun for tier 2. And you could go above. If you're starting over here and you wanted to, you could go through here underneath. I used to do it with the map Svigornosk or whatever they called it, and then shoot at the enemy over here. It's a cool design. This is another one. It's an interesting design, which I think would be cool for tier 2. This is an example of how you don't have to make every city square. This has a triangular street. It's got a double wide area with trees, so you can hide over here and snipe. So this has some interesting elements. This has some interesting elements for the fast tanks over here that they could play in. You've got this open plaza over here. This is another one, obviously, circle. It's not perfect square. You've got this main road over here. Maybe one spawn could start over here, another one up over here. And if you wanted to shoot down this road, you could. If you wanted to find a way to drive through, you could, etc. Here's another example. This is an elevated position. This is obviously a field map, and the idea is you cut the map in half. You put some islands with some trees. It's hull down if you make it across the river. Spotters could hide in the trees. Here's another idea. This one I don't like. This is also an interesting idea. An example on the map highway, there is some sort of a river that zigzags through, but I don't know if there's a little island. But it has positions like this where you could hide and things like that. Not a lot of bushes. This one I don't really like. This is interesting. This one's a very basic map. I would only use this if someone's like really a new player, like tier 1. And they really haven't played the game before. This one, nothing interesting. There's going to be some really cool maps that I found. Did I talk about that one already? It's okay. This one I like. Maybe this would be fun for tier 2. So I'm going to pull up. I think I might have to stop it now and start a new video.